Hello all. Today we'll see about how to handle iframes in Selenium. Now first we'll see what is iframe. Now, what iframe is nothing but in Selenium WebDriver, it is a web page or an inline frame which is embedded in another web page or it's an HTML document embedded inside another HTML document. Now here you can see that first understand what is frame and what is an iframe. Now, this is one web page, right? Now, this is web element 1, web element 2, web element 3, and web element 4. Now, if you divide this, here you can see that we will name it as web element 1, web element 2, web element 3, and web element 4. And this is a single web page, and these web elements are divided into frames. These frames are present in the same web page, and these are known as frames. Now iframe is nothing but there is an another web page. You can say there is an another web page, and from this you are sorry from this web page we are getting the content to this web page. This is the another web page, and from this web page we are getting the elements, or we are getting the content to this web page. So this now this is known as iframe. Now look at the definition. Now it is a web page or an inline frame which is embedded in another web page or an HTML document or embedded in another HTML document. That is nothing but here the web element is present, and you are taking that web element in this web page. This is now is known as iframe. And here you can see that here now let's assume you are in this web page and you want to access the web element that is present in iframe. Directly you cannot access the web element that are present in iframe. Unlike here you can see that these are known as frames, these we can access directly. The web elements that are coming from this web page or another web page we directly cannot access. First you have to switch to that frame, that is iframe, then access the web element. Now what we will do, open the Eclipse. Now in my Selenium sessions, I will create a new class, name it as iFrame. Take the main method and finish it off. Copy first 4 line to open the Chrome browser and getting the URL. Paste it here. Now what we will do, take this URL and paste it here. This is the web page we are dealing now for iframe. Now first we'll see how you come to know that these are the elements are present in iframe. Just what we'll do, just write inspect and just write it there here iframe. You can see that one of three there, that means there are three iframes present in this web page. First one, second one, third one. That is, this is the first web iframe, this is the second iframe, and this is the third iframe. Now I want to click on this web element that is present in the first iframe. So what we'll do, just inspect this. This is the anchor tag, and this is the, so I can access this with by link text. Now what I will do, after this I want to driver dot find element by dot link text, and I want to click on that. So click. Now let's there are three methods to access the iframes. Here you can see that handling iframe by index or by name or id or by web element, we can access the iframes, and index always starts with 0. Now if there is any particular name or id is present, directly we can switch to that iframe by name or id, or you can create, you should make that iframe as a web element and pass that web element here, and after that you can switch to iframe or by indexing, and here you can see that starts with index 0. Always index starts with 0. Now let's say here you can see that if I write just iframe, there are three web iframes are present. The indexing is 1 2 3, but you have to start the indexing with 0. If it is 1, that is 0 1 and 2, like that. Now what I will do, I'll just enter. This is the first iframe, right? Now what we can do, we'll access this iframe through index. Now what is the method? That is frame 0. Now what we'll do, driver dot switch to dot frame and index. Here you can see that you can access or switch to frame by index or name or id or by web element. Now first we'll see through index. Name it as 0. As I have said, always indexing starts with 0. Now after that I want to click on this web element, right? Save it, and now we will run this code. Now here you can see that the org openqa.selenium is clicked, and these are the contents that are open now. Now let's say I want to click on alert now. Just inspect this. Spy this alert. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll create one class xpath span normalize space equal to alert. Copy this. Here one of one, so I'll just copy this element, and now I want to click on the driver dot find element by dot xpath and paste that. I want to click on that web element, right? Now let's say before clicking on that web element, we have to switch to frame 1, because now it is, here you can see that this is in frame, sorry, this web element is in frame 1 now. So now what we will do, once again, now I will show you how to access or switch to iframe through name, or here you can see that name is present. So what we'll do, we'll just copy this name, driver dot switch to dot frame by name. First method, in first case we have used the indexing, in second we have used the name. Now run it. Now you can see that you got one exception, like just here, no such frame exception. Now what happens in iframes? Here let's say this is the iframe, and these are the web elements present in that. One, two. Now first let's say this one is the first web element and this one is the second web element. Now when I click on this first web element, again I have to go back to main page. Then only you can click on second web element. Then again if there is one more web element, again you have to go back to main page. Then only you can switch to or click or do any action on the another web element. For that we have one method, that is driver dot switch to dot default content. This is the method. Now it will, after that what we'll do, we'll just provide some wait, thread dot sleep, let's say 4000 millisecond, add throws declaration, save it. Now run it. Now we should, here you can see that now it has pressed the alert, interface alert has been arrived on the third iframe. Now let's say again I want to switch on frame 3, as we have three frames in this. Now before switching to frame, again I have to driver dot switch to default content. Now frame 3 will spy this iframe 1 2 3. We'll again use the indexing. Now this is 3, but always index starts with 0. So what we'll do, just pass, again give some sleep time, thread dot sleep, let's say 3000. Then driver dot switch to dot frame. Now this time indexing is 2. Now here you can see that after switching I want to click on index, just to spy this. Okay, a normalize space, here you can see that I once again spy this index, and this is the index. Copy this. Here you can see that I have used this XPath, that is normalized space, because if I use directly by link text, here one more index is there, so that's why I have used this. Now give the indexing, this one is first one, copy this. Link text you cannot do, because here you can see just there are two elements present, right? First one is here and second one is in somewhere here, so that's why I just use the indexing, so that I want to click on that web element. Copy this. Now I have switched to frame number 2, that is frame number 3, indexing is 2. Driver dot find element by dot xpath, copy this, and I want to click on that web element, that is index. Save it, and once again, now we'll run this. First in frame 1 it has clicked, alert second frame it has clicked, now it has to, here you can see that index has been clicked now. This is how we can use, you can handle iframes. Iframe is nothing but, here I can see one web element present in this. Here there is a web element, but actually that web element is present in another web page. That is known as iframes. Now if these are known as, uh, here you can see that this 1 2 3 4 web element are present in this page only, and these are known as frames. And if you are taking any web element from another web page or content from another web page, then that is known as iframe. And one more thing, when you are switching from one frame to another frame, you have to come back to main page, then switch to another iframe. And there are three methods to switch to iframe. First one is by indexing, and by, you can use either directly name or id if there is direct name or id is given, or you can pass the web element. Hope you understood this. Any queries, comment it below. Please do subscribe my channel, share, like. Thank you.